In this video, I speedran for an entire set of diamond gear, including every single diamond tool, a full set of diamond armor, and even a jukebox, alongside some other miscellaneous diamond items. The difficulty of this challenge is much harder than you would expect, as not only would I have to do a crazy amount of mining and exploring, but I also had to get extremely lucky if I was going to find some diamond horse armor. Will I be able to complete this challenge? Stay tuned to find out. But before we do continue, I would like to quickly say that if you do enjoy this style of content and you would like to see more, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, so that way you'll never miss another upload. I also stream these speedruns live over on my Twitch, so if you'd like to experience the whole thing live, the links are down in the description below. But anyways, enough of my waffle, let's get on with the video. Spawning in a brand new world here, as you can see, we landed in a desert biome. Now this is perfect because I was going to need the desert biome for a lot of the resources in today's speedrun, and like a lot of normal speedruns, desert biomes and savanna biomes are usually what you're trying to look out for. However, I didn't want the desert biome for the normal reasons that everyone wants them for. I wanted the desert biome for the temple, but not just your average temple. I needed a desert temple that had a diamond horse armor, as that was one of the items that I would need in today's run. So from my spawn location, I decided to scout out the area, and after a little bit of searching, I found a village way off into the distance. This is perfect because I was going to need that village to get a lot of resources such as food, some tools, some basic necessities, and I'd also look around for a temple afterwards. And after quickly going over to this tree just in the middle of nowhere, punching it down and getting some wood in my possession, I made my way straight over to that village. I made a quick stop at this little ditch in the floor and got some stone while I was at it, and after I got all this cobblestone, I made myself some basic tools and then continued to head over to the village. And in no time at all, I arrived here in the village. I started mining up all the hay bales I could to get some easy food. And after I had a bunch of hay bales in my possession, I decided to build up a little bit, kill the golem that was in the village, and I took its iron to craft some useful materials. The first thing I crafted was of course some bread. I was going to need a lot of food in today's speedrun, and then I went ahead and made a bucket and a shield, and then ran over to the nearby lake area and I collected some water in my bucket. Luckily for me, the generation in this world was really funky, and I ended up getting a desert temple right inside of the village that I just looted, so I decided to check that out and hope that I would get the horse armor that I was looking for. After landing safely in the desert temple and safely disarming all the TNT that was in there, I started looting all the chests, where I was greeted very nicely with a diamond horse armor and an enchanted golden apple. This was perfect. It honestly couldn't have been a more perfect temple, aside from maybe a few more iron ingots or some cooler materials, but the diamond horse armor would have easily been the hardest material to get in this entire speedrun, and having it within 5 minutes of starting this was super helpful, not even to mention that I got a golden apple as well. And as you guys know, the enchanted variants are extremely rare. Nonetheless, I built back up to surface and just ran out of this village. I didn't really need anything else from it, as I had already killed the golem and I had gotten some food. And I figured while I was at it, I would explore the desert biome since it was still daytime and hopefully find another village. My thought process here was, okay, I need to craft myself an enchantment table, and in order to do so, I would need some obsidian, which I can easily get from a blacksmith in another village. Since the enchantment table requires diamonds in the recipe and technically counts as another diamond item, if I was able to get a head start to the run by finding the obsidian in a chest near the blacksmith, then that would have been pretty ideal, and I can always find some iron gear or some iron tools in those chests, so another village would have been ideal. And after a little bit of searching, I ended up finding another village in the desert, and luckily for me, I spotted the blacksmith first off into the distance, so I knew that I wasn't going to waste my time if I ran over to this village to see what was really in it. Upon arrival, the first thing I did was, of course, loot the blacksmith chest. Now, unfortunately for me, it didn't really have anything useful in it, and I wasn't going to need any of the resources either way. But along my journey through the village, I actually found a really good looking cave area, just a giant sinkhole in the floor that I could probably search later on, and I spotted some wood in that cave, so I thought there might have been a mine shaft there as well. Either way, there was a ruined portal just weirdly buried in the sand of this village, so I looted the chest in there, I took the efficiency 4 golden pickaxe that it had, and then I built up to the top of one of the houses in this village and killed the golem that was in this one as well. With some extra iron in my possession, I decided decided to sleep the night because it was getting dark and I didn't really have to deal with mobs if I didn't need to. And once it was daytime again and I had finished looting up this new village as well, I ran straight for that big sinkhole that I found earlier to get started on the mining. Now I thought this cave was going to be a lot better than what I had actually found because I saw the wood and I kind of assumed there was going to be a mine shaft there, but turns out it was just a really weird structure that was just in the cave. But either way, that was fine. I still needed wood either way, so I dug all of that up and just kept it in my inventory. I ran around in this cave for a while, but I didn't really find anything good at this level. So after a bit of searching, I just went to the corner of the cave and I dug way down to a low Y level. It wasn't long until I encountered another much deeper cave and began exploring that one, checking all the corners and twists and turns in the hopes that I could find some diamonds. Sadly, this pretty promising looking cave system didn't have anything useful, so I resorted back to my original plan, which was literally just to strip mine until I found a cave, diamonds, or both. Now, I'm aware that there are a lot of different strategies to get diamonds, whether it be the diamond armor from trading with villagers, or the weird clay strategy that people have talked about, where if you mine 5 blocks from a clay patch in a river, you're almost guaranteed to find diamonds beneath it. But I was playing 1.18, and 1.18 hadn't been out for more than a week yet, so a lot of these different tricks either didn't work or weren't that efficient, and I wasn't going to try my luck, so I stuck to old reliable and just decided to strip mine instead. Now, I had a bit of a rocky start here as I kept running into lava literally everywhere I went, but after a little bit of working here, I managed to maneuver my way around the lava and I started properly strip mining shortly afterwards. I also made 5 block poke holes every 5 blocks either side of my strip mine. That way I would maximize the highest chance of me being able to find some diamonds, and hopefully I wouldn't miss any if I did pass them on my left or right. I stuck to using this iron pickaxe for a little while until I remembered that I actually looted an efficiency 4 golden one from that ruined portal. So I pulled that thing out, I started mining with that instead, and my god, the efficiency 4 golden pickaxe was significantly stronger than the iron pickaxe I was using. But sadly, as you guys probably know, golden tools don't last very long, so that thing broke pretty quickly. I did end up finding some lava pretty soon after though, so after investigating it a little bit and swimming up this little waterfall, I found a small cave. Turns out that there was nothing there though, so I unfortunately had to resort back to strip mining. Although it wasn't so unfortunate, because shortly after I found my first vein of diamonds with just under 22 minutes on the clock. It was a 3 vein, so nothing too crazy, but at least I was able to craft myself the diamond pickaxe, which would help me significantly with the entirety of this run. I sorted my inventory a little bit, and then I went back to my strip mine to continue doing that, and oh boy, did I underestimate how much time I would really spend strip mining. Now, before we continue on with the rest of this run, I'll just tell you this right now as I'm doing all this mining here. This speedrun went substantially slower than I had originally anticipated, and calling it a speedrun is really just a compliment, if anything. Little did I know that I would be strip mining for far longer than I had originally hoped, and this run definitely could have been a lot more efficient if A, I found a better seed that might have given me a better cave to start in, or B, I just looked for longer to try and find a better cave from the surface, and that way I wouldn't have had to have spent so much time strip mining. However, there was nothing I could really do about it at the time, and I didn't really know that this was going to happen until later on, but it wasn't until another 8 minutes passed and I found some lapis, and conveniently enough, I found my next vein of diamonds too. It was a 4 vein, so not too bad at all, so I mined them up quickly, and then the search for more diamonds continued. I did end up strip mining into another pocket cave, similar to the one that I had found originally, but as I expected, there was basically nothing in it, and it didn't lead to any diamonds either. So, as you expected, I went back to strip mining. Now, as you probably already know, strip mining is quite the boring task, so I ended up trying a lot of random things during the entire run to hopefully reduce the time it would take to get all the diamonds I needed, and also just to entertain me a little bit more throughout my run. Like here, I tried mining out an entire gravel patch, because at least on 1.8.9, gravel and dirt patches underground will almost always uncover some kind of ore, whether it's diamond ore or gold or coal. Generally speaking, you could find some kind of resource, but this gravel patch didn't have anything at all. So that was basically a waste of time, but it was worth a shot. We could have found something, who knows. I also got pretty bored of using my pickaxe for so much time, and even though I was only mining for about 15 minutes here, I decided to use the TNT that I had found from the temple earlier on, and I did a little bit of blast mining. Now, this was a very obscure idea. It wasn't very effective, as you can probably see on the screen right now, but it was fun. Blowing things up is always cool, and I also just used the 9 TNT I had on me, so I guess that was interesting at least. But needless to say, I had finished up with that TNT, I had no choice but to continue to strip mine more and more, and I got bored again, so I tried another strategy. X-raying. Now, of course, an X-ray texture pack would have been completely against the rules and would have defeated the purpose of this run. But I had heard from my stream chat that I could use a weird glitch with a composter, and if I used some gravel to put me into swimming mode, I could effectively X-ray to see if caves or there was ore or mobs around me. I decided to try this out because I was almost an hour in and still only had 3 diamonds to my name, and I guess it kinda worked? The bug was really finicky, and it only worked if the composter was against a wall, you were holding your forwards key, and then you let the gravel fall on your head, put you in swim mode, and for a brief moment you could actually see things around you. And I managed to use this trick to find a lava pool that was pretty much directly above me, so after a little bit of digging, I decided to check that out. Now this time, this pocket cave looked a lot more promising than the 2 that I had already found. There was way more space than the previous ones, and I was actually exploring it, and it wasn't just like some weird dead end that I found in the middle of nowhere. And it wasn't until I went into third person after running around for a bit where I finally managed to spot another set of diamond ore. I quickly built up to it and mined it straight away. It was another 4 vein, so that put our total diamond tally up to 7, but I still had so many more to go. I continued to traverse this fairly large cave a little bit more, and after some searching, I found another vein of diamonds. I was quite happy about that until I realized it was only a 1 vein, even after digging around its general area. That wasn't an entire letdown though, because I did find another vein shortly after, this time containing 3 times the amount of diamonds. Yeah, this grind was still so slow. Turns out, I also passed a spawner in this cave system that I was exploring, so I quickly went to check it out, but it didn't really have anything useful in the chests. And as you would expect, after looting that spawner, I had no choice but to continue to strip mine. I had exhausted this miniature cave of its goodies, and once again tunneled back down to Y-58, where I ended up running into my old strip mine. I chose to continue it as I didn't really have a reason not to, and the grind for more diamonds continued. But not in the way that I had been doing already. My chat also suggested that I tried 1x1 strip mining using the swimming mode, because it apparently uncovers more blocks per block mined, and it's also quicker, making it more efficient. Now, I'm still not 100% sure how this works, and I haven't really had time to think about it either. And especially at the time, I didn't really know what it meant, but I was too tired and too bored to think of anything else, so I tried it out and just had a look to see what happened. Initially, I much preferred the style of mining. It did feel a lot faster, and shortly after, I actually uncovered some more diamonds. Though sadly, it was a 1 vein, so our progress still wasn't as fast as I had liked it to be. I did find another diamond vein roughly 5 minutes since the 1 vein though, and at least it was a 3 vein. It could have been worse. This put our total diamond tally to 15, so I was approximately a little under halfway complete. But not even a minute later, I found yet another vein of diamonds, but as expected, only a 2 vein. This was pretty good though, because I was finally getting more consistent diamond flow, and at this rate, I would finish pretty quickly, even if I only got 1 veins from this point onwards. And maybe I would finish quickly, because I found even more diamonds after that, pretty much right afterwards. This time, it was a 5 vein, which was much better than the ones that I had already found, so now I was looking in much better shape with 22 diamonds in my possession. Now to take a little bit of a break from all this mining, I figured I would use this time to craft all these random things from the 22 diamonds I had in my inventory. So then I went ahead and crafted an axe, a hoe, a sword, the jukebox I needed, a chest plate, and a pair of boots. But I was missing one thing. Just one small thing. My pickaxe had only 10 durability left. Should have saved. I should have saved some. Oh no, I should have saved some diamonds, bro. I should have saved some. I knew that was gonna happen. Why'd I make everything and not a pickaxe when my pickaxe is 10 durability, bro? So that was a bit of a mistake on my part, but it wasn't a huge deal. I still had iron pickaxes to go through, but the grind was definitely a lot slower now. That would have been if I didn't get lucky enough to uncover yet another 3 vein of diamonds, pretty much right after I had needed them. And as you'd expect, with those newly mined diamonds, I crafted myself another diamond pickaxe, and since I had some lava in front of me, I also took the opportunity to mine the 4 obsidian that I was going to need for the enchantment table in this speedrun. And then it was back to strip mining. Now nothing really happened for the next 10 minutes or so, until I encountered another relatively large cave that hopefully had more diamonds. But after exploring it, I had concluded that was really nothing of value, so once again, it was back to strip mining. At this point in the run, I was sick and tired of just staring at deep slate. Things were looking very rough, the run was basically stalled as I wasn't finding any diamonds, and things overall were not looking good. That is until I noticed that my C counter was well over 1,000. Now for those of you that don't know, the C counter is a very useful tool that can help you find caves. Now, I'm not 100% sure how it works, but what I do know is if the C counter is above 10 or 12, usually in the couple hundreds ideally, this means that you have a pretty big cave in front of you. And because my C counter was well over 1,000, I decided to investigate it, and after I did, I had finally found the saving grace that would finish the speedrun once and for all. As you can see, I managed to uncover the biggest cave that I could have ever needed. There were so many free-flowing waterfalls, dripstone hanging from the ceiling, and overall just a giant wide open space. This is exactly what I had been looking for the past hour of this run. It wasn't long after until I found my first veins of exposed diamond, both being 1 veins, but still, the progress could have been better than ever. I ran around for a while just scavenging all the diamonds that I possibly could, finding a 4 vein, followed up by another 4 vein, and then even more diamonds after that. And all in all, it was really fun. I ended up crafting myself a pair of diamond leggings that I was needing shortly after I found some more diamonds, so that helped out with a little bit of the defense that I was lacking. And the search continued. Instead of just digging blocks, 5 blocks at a time, 5 blocks to my left, and then 5 blocks to my right, I ran around. I did some swimming, I did some mining, did some running, found some more diamonds. This cave was great. I was getting so many resources, and before you knew it, I had finally mined my last vein of diamonds, and I got ready to head up to the surface. Now you see, I would have finished my run right then and there if I had remembered to get sugarcane. I had all the diamonds that I had needed for all the tools, all the armor, and all the items that I needed, but I didn't have enough for the enchantment table, and that's because I didn't have the paper that was required to make the book. That was an easy fix though. I just towered back up to the surface, managed to somehow find myself in the middle of a swamp, and then I ran around near the river, found a small patch of sugarcane that a creeper was guarding, so I jumped into the river and swam to the other side. And then before you knew it, I pulled out my crafting table, placed it down, and went ahead and finished the speedrun once and for all. And then this, and then that, and then that, and that's it. It's done. It's finished. We did it. That's it. Cool. Great. I've been doing this for too long, dude. I've been doing this for too long. We got it. We got it. You know what? Let me just chuck everything out. Let's get to a safe spot. Let's do a quick inventory recap. You know what? We'll pillar up with granite. Yeah, I love granite, guys. Well. So, full diamond, as you'd expect. A full set of tools. Sword, pickaxe, axe, hoe, shovel, the diamond block, the diamond. We have 2, actually. A diamond horse armor, and an enchant table, and a jukebox. Because this technically counts, I figured may as well go for a jukebox, because we can. As far as I'm aware, these are all of the diamond items that you can currently get in the game, realistically speaking. We did not go for fireworks, because fireworks is not diamond. That's just dumb. We're not doing that. Everything you see here is appropriate in my eyes, right here. Probably could have done it with a better seed. We did get a good seed for this run. We found a horse armor in the temple. We found a villager blacksmith and stuff and got started with all of that in the desert. But I spent far too much time strip mining. But it was a fun one nonetheless. As a first run, that is. Yeah, we ate the god apple that I didn't use. I didn't even need that. But yeah, it's time to just get out of my face. Great. It's done. It's finished. And with all of that being said, this speedrun was officially complete. If you made it this far into the video, then be sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. After all, if you watched till the end, I'm sure you liked at least something of this video. Also, just a friendly reminder that this speedrun was streamed live over on my Twitch, so come stop by and have some fun. The links are down in the description below. But with all that being said, that's going to wrap up everything that I did have for today's video. And as always, take care and peace. This is crazy strats, bro. This is some crazy strats. I am professional mining. I found gold. No way, guys. No way. No way. Last TNT. Last TNT. Built different, bro. Built different, I'm telling you.